So what we look at here is this next question here. Okay, so again, what you're being asked to do is you're being asked to, so we're looking at part 2, question 8, part 2. So you're being asked to find the perimeter of each of these shapes, given each answer correct to the nearest whole number. So the first thing what we want to do is we can think about like what kind of shapes have we got. So if we take the shape and if we draw it out, so we can just draw this shape out. So we kind of have a rectangle, and then it looks like there's a half circle that's kind of cut out of it. So something that's like this. Okay, so you have a half circle that's cut out, and it gives us some dimensions. So for example, it tells us that this bottom part is 8 centimeters. So from here to here, that is 8 centimeters. And then it tells us from top to bottom, it is 12 centimeters. Now, one thing we can do is, we have then, let's say we just have like, so this would be the radius. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is when we look at this, we need to try and figure out like, so what two shapes have we? So we could look at it from the point of view that we can take this top part, and this is like a circle. So imagine if we took this out and we looked at it, it's kind of like a circle, but we're only dealing with the bottom part of the circle. So this bottom part here, it's like the bottom part is kind of dipped in here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get, so imagine if we have this length here, and then we have this piece taken out. So what we want to do is we want to get the distance along this part here. So what is this distance here? Well, this distance here is just going to be half of the perimeter of a full circle. So if we think about, so what do we need in order to get the perimeter of the full circle? So the perimeter is going to be equal to 2 times pi times r. Now we have to try and think about like what is the radius, so what's r? So imagine I go from here to here, so that is r. So what's r going to be equal to? So the radius is really going to be, if we think about like the diameter will be from here to here, and we know what that is, that's 8 centimeters. So therefore the radius is going to be half of that, so it's from here to here. So the radius is equal to 8 divided by 2, which is equal to 4 centimeters. So the radius of this circle will be 4 centimeters. So what we can do is we can treat this like a full circle, and we can get the radius of it. So r is equal to 4 centimeters, and we can plug in our data into this formula, and we can work out the radius, or we can work out the perimeter, let's say, of a full circle that has this same radius. So that, what would that look like? So it's going to be equal, so the perimeter is going to be equal to 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by the radius, which is 4 centimeters. And what we can do then is we can plug these into a calculator. So I can get my calculator here, and I can just plug in these guys here. So 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 4. So I'll cancel this. So it's going to be 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 4. And that is equal to 25.13. So we'll just take 25.13. So this works out at, it's equal to 25.13 centimeters. And again, it's very important to use the units that are mentioned within the question. So this here, what we've calculated, this 25.13, this will be the perimeter of a whole circle that has the radius of 4 centimeters. But what we're interested in, we only want to get the perimeter of half of this, okay? Because half of this would represent this section of the shape that we're trying to find the perimeter of. So we're trying to get how far is it from along here. Well, it's going to be the perimeter of this whole circle divided by 2, so that would be the distance from here to here, which is equal to the distance from here to here. So this will be a circle of the same radius. So what we can do is we can take this guy here and we can get the half of it. So it's going to be 25.13 divided by 2, which is equal to, so 25.13 divided by 2, so 25.13, and we divide that by 2, so it's equal to 12.565. So it's equal to 12.565 centimeters. So basically what that is that this here is going to be the distance along here on this shape here. So that's the first kind of part of the shape that we've figured out what the distance is, or what the perimeter is. Now what we want to do is we want to get the rest of the shape. So we want to think about this distance, and then this from here to here is going to be another 12 centimeters. Okay, so from here to here. So to get the perimeter of the bottom part of the shape, we just add up all these sides here. So that would be 12 plus 12 plus 8. So 12 and 12 is 24, and 8 is 32. So 32 centimeters. So if we think about, so we've this piece here, so we have two parts of it. So we have this top part, which is a half circle, okay, and then we have, and the perimeter of it is equal to this here. So this is what we worked out here. It's equal to 12.565. And then we have this bottom part here. So imagine we have, so it's kind of like this. So we have this bottom part, and we worked out the perimeter of it. It's just this side plus this side plus this side. So therefore it's 12 plus 12 plus 8, which is equal, so the perimeter of that is equal to 32 centimeters. And then the perimeter of the combined shape, so we have, the combined shape is like this. So that piece plus this piece is going to be equal to these two amounts added up. So the perimeter is going to be equal to 12.565 plus 32.000. We can just write like that. We add these up. So that's 5, that's 6, and that's 5. Point. So it's 2 and 2 is 4, and 1 and 3 is 4. So if we think about the question, what does it ask us to do? So it says find the perimeter of each of these shapes and give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. So what we have to do is we have to take this value here and we have to round it. We have to round it to the nearest whole number. So we basically look, so it's 44. We look at the number after decimal point, which is 5. So therefore we have to round this up to 45. So this becomes 45 centimeters. So the answer, so the perimeter of this shape is equal to 45 centimeters. So that's your answer there. Answer is equal to 45 centimeters. So basically you're getting the perimeter, you're combining the perimeters of different shapes together. Okay, thank you for listening.